As we said just earlier, tomorrow's planned No Kings rallies are being seen as a coordinated national protest against what organizers call President Trump's authoritarian overreach. Events are planned in all 50 states, including multiple sites here in Metro Atlanta. Well, heading into the weekend, the Trump administration has been calling these protests lawless, while House Speaker Mike Johnson even called them anti-American. Organizers emphasize that it is a lawful right of people to protest peacefully and stand up for what they believe in.
There is nothing more American than saying that we don't have kings and exercising our right to peaceful protest. America doesn't have kings. That's our entire point. It is the classic authoritarian playbook. Threaten, smear, and lie. Scare people into submission. But we will not be intimidated. We will not be cowed. We will not bow down. These protests are peaceful, disciplined, and grounded in solidarity. That is what they fear, our unity, and we're going to show it on October 18th.
Well, joining us now for a counter view is Josh McKoon, chair of Georgia's Republican Party. Josh, I think you just heard what the organizer there said. I first want to get your reaction and welcome to The Take.
Thank you so much for having me. I couldn't disagree more strongly. These protests are really about distracting from President Trump winning for America. We've had an unprecedented first year of this administration, peace in the Middle East, incredible win on economic policy, and Democrats are desperate to distract that they shut the government down to slow this president's momentum. And that's really what they're about tomorrow.
You know, Josh, we're having a little trouble with your signal, but we can at least hear you there. I do want to ask you about this. Governor Kemp and your office have both called for calm with these demonstrations. Are you expecting unrest here in Atlanta? And do you believe our law enforcement, if we do see any problems, is adequately prepared?
Well, I certainly trust Georgia law enforcement to keep order. The problem when you have these hired rentals that show up for these protests is you find people that want to cause problems. And so I believe that there will be law enforcement in place to hopefully make sure that this goes off in a safe manner. But again, this is really just a distraction from the Democrat shutdown of our federal government, which needs to end. Senator Ossoff and the Democrats need to put to an end, and they don't need engaging in this theater we're going to see tomorrow.
You mentioned Democrats, but my question here is, do you think there is any type of responsibility from political leaders on both sides to keep the peace? Because we will obviously see thousands, if not millions, of people protesting tomorrow. So, I mean, there's been a lot of political, unpleasant rhetoric, responsible political rhetoric, and primarily from the left. I watched my friend Charlie Kirk killed live on television because of this sort of irresponsible rhetoric. To maintain composure in the political world. I don't think you're seeing that problem from the left. All right, and you know, Josh, given, again, we're having a little trouble with your signal, but we appreciate you sticking with us. Given the scale of the rallies that we have seen nationwide, does it raise concern for any of the GOP, even here in Georgia, heading into the midterms next year?
Look, I think we're in a competitive state in Georgia. It was a competitive election last year. We elected a 100,000 vote majority. We know we're going to have to work hard and continue our trust of Georgians. Great candidates this year. The people of Georgia are going to want to keep the positive momentum we've had for Republican leadership.
All right, Josh McKoon there, chair of Georgia's Republican Party. Again, having a little trouble hearing you with the signal this morning, but we always appreciate Josh offering that perspective. Again, we have rallies planned here in Metro Atlanta tomorrow following the ones we saw in June, something we'll be following here on The Take and 11Alive News. We appreciate Josh for being here. And we were expecting to have the organizer of the Metro Atlanta rallies on with us, but they were unable to provide a representative in time for the show. So again, we will continue to follow the rallies today and tomorrow.